Raw Chef Jane is joining us. Jane, so good to have you here.
It's fun to be with you, Anna, in your first week.
Oh, thank you. I know. I'm so excited to have you here. We are talking about Greek tacos.
Yes, Greek tacos. Okay, and I have a lot of ground to cover, so we've got to get moving here.
Okay.
Now, one of the things that makes anything an ethnic flavor are the herbs and the spices that you use in that dish. So,
which you can smell already,
yes,
just being over here.
Of course you can. So today I'm not only going to make it Greek slanted with the various herbs and flavorings that we're using, but I'm also using a new herb which I'll introduce to you later on. But right now we've got to get going with our quote taco meat, which is an unmeat, of course. And this is made with sprouted chickpeas. Now, you can see that this is the bag of chickpeas that I used, okay? They're just from the store. I got these at Mountain View Bulk. Plain old chickpeas. I soaked them overnight, and I rinsed them the next morning, put them back in the bowl dry with a towel, just a kitchen towel over them, and they sprout. They get these little tails on them.
Look at that.
And they sprout, okay, which makes them a plant. They become live living food for your body, filled with and packed with nutrition. Okay?
Lots of protein too in them.
Protein, you've got, yes, lots of good stuff in there.
Right.
Absolutely wonderful things. Okay, now what I did was I took my sprouted chickpeas, put them into my food processor with 2 tablespoons of raw tahini.
Okay.
And I used...
And tahini just comes in a jar that you can get from the store,
It comes in a jar,
right?
yes. You can get that at the Natural Food Store, Natural Foods Market up in Johnson City. And I used some sun-dried tomatoes. I took about a half to 3/4 of a cup of sun-dried tomatoes that were from my garden from last summer. And I rehydrated them, and I put those in there, and I took some...
lemon juice, right?
Yes, a juice of 1 lemon and some small tomatoes, grape tomatoes that I had, and I just threw in like a handful. Put that in the food processor and let it process.
And there's your meat.
And a little extra virgin olive oil I think I put in there too, which, you know, just enhances
it.
And you know I use olive oil divine, so I use a good quality.
And some Himalayan sea salt, right?
And a little, of course, Himalayan salt to bring out the flavors. So that's what the meat is made from, okay?
Wonderful.
Very easy to do. Once you use anything sprouted, you'll never go back to not using sprouted because of the health benefits and the nutritional value that's in there. It's wonderful. Now, the next component that we're making is going to be cucumbers. Now, I've done this on the show before where you've seen me cut the cucumbers, I've peeled them, and I've de-seeded them. De-seeding them, I take a melon spoon or a grapefruit spoon, whatever you want to call it, and just scrape out the seeds. The reason,
easy.
Yes, it is easy. The reason that I'm doing that is, and usually the reason that I do that at any time, whether I de-seed a tomato or I de-seed a cucumber, is just because there's too much water.
Right.
And any dish that you're making, it's going to make it much more watery.
Right.
And you really don't need that liquid in there, okay? So that's why I did this the way that I did. I chopped it up finely, diced it nicely.
And so before we run out of time, we put that in there, right?
No, we're going to take this and put this in here. Now, this is a simple cream sauce made with a cup of cashews, some lemon juice, and a little Himalayan salt. That's it.
Cashews?
Cashews.
Wow.
It's a cream, so you never have to want for any thick creamy sauce if you can't have dairy, if you can't have the cholesterol or anything of that nature.
Wonderful.
You can always make an alternative. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to pour a little bit of this in here. Okay. And normally I would like to use fresh dill, but it wasn't ready in my garden yet, so I'm using Sassy's dill. And always use a good quality if you're using dried spices or dried herbs.
So while you do that and mix it up,
we're
going to go over to Chris, and we're going to mix it up, and we'll be back in the kitchen with Raw Chef Jane to see what we do next. Make these Greek tacos. I'm looking forward to it. It smells great over here.